Letter C, April 30th, 1943. Kara Sorer, do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Thank you for your long letter of no date, but received 2 days ago. I am very sorry you are still feeling exhausted. I am not too good myself, for I find this weather very trying. I will answer your various points as best I can. I am arranging to send you the official papers connected with the O.T.O, but the idea that you should meet other members first is quite impossible. Even after your affiliation, you would not meet anyone unless it were necessary for you to work in cooperation with them. I am afraid you still have got the idea that the great work is a tea party. Contact with other students only means that you criticize their hats and then their morals, and I am not going to encourage this. Your work is not anybody else's, and undirected chatter is the worst poisonous element in human society. When you talk of the actual record of the being called Jesus Christ, I don't know what you mean. I am not aware of the existence of any such record. I know a great many legends, mostly borrowed from previous legends of a similar character. It would be better for you to get a copy of The Equinox of the Gods and study it. The great work is the uniting of opposites. It may mean the uniting of the soul with God, of the microcosm with the macrocosm, of the female with the male, of the ego with the non ego, or whatnot. By love under will, one refers to the fact that the method in every case is love, by which is meant the uniting of opposites as above stated, such as hydrogen and chlorine, sodium and oxygen, and so on. Any reaction whatever, any phenomenon, is a phenomenon of love, as you will understand when I come to explain to you the meaning of the word point event. But love has to be under will if it is to be properly directed. You must find your true will and make all your actions subservient to the one great purpose. Ra-Hor is the sun god. Tahuti is the Egyptian Mercury. Kefra is sun at midnight. About your problems. What I have to do is to try to teach you to think clearly. You will be immensely stimulated by having all the useless trimmings stripped from your thinking apparatus. For instance, I don't think you know the first principles of logic. You apparently take up a more or less Christian attitude, but at the same time, you like very much the idea of karma. You can't have both. The question about money does not arise. This old and very good rule, which I have always kept, was really pertinent to the time when there were actual secrets. But I have published openly all the secrets. All I can do is to train you in a perfectly exoteric way. My suggestion about the weekly letter was intended to exclude this question, as you would be getting full commercial value for anything paid. Your questions about the spirit of the sun, and so on, are to be answered by experience. Intellectual satisfaction is worthless. I have to bring you to a state of mind completely superior to the mechanism of the normal mind. A good deal of your letter is rather difficult to answer. You always seem to want to put the cart before the horse. Don't you see that, if I were trying to get you to do something or other, I should simply return to you the kind of answer which I thought would satisfy you and make you happy? And this would be very easy to do because you've got no clear ideas about anything. For one thing, you keep on using terms about whose significance we are not yet in agreement. When you talk about the Christian path, do you believe in vicarious atonement and eternal damnation, or not? A great deal of the confusion that arises in all these questions, and grows constantly worse as fellow students talk them over, the blind leading the blind, is because they have no idea of the necessity of defining their terms. Then again, you ask me questions like, what is purity? That can be answered in a dozen different ways, and you must understand what is meant by a universe of discourse. If you ask me, is this sample of chloride of gold a pure sample? I can answer you. You must understand the value of precision in speech. I could go on rambling about purity and selflessness for years, and no one would be a penny the better. P.S. Or rather, I did not want to dictate this bit. Your ideas about the O.T.O remind me of some women's ideas of shopping. You want to maul about the stock and then walk out with a proud, glad smile. No. Do you really think that I should muster all the most distinguished people alive for your inspection and approval? The affiliation clause in our Constitution is a privilege, a courtesy to a sympathetic body. Were you not a Mason or co-Mason, you would have to be proposed and seconded, and then examined by savage inquisitors, and then, probably, thrown out onto the garbage heap. Well, no, it's not as bad as that, but we certainly don't want anybody who chooses to apply. Would you do it yourself if you were on the committee of a club? The O.T.O is a serious body, engaged on a work of cosmic scope. You should question yourself, what can I contribute? Secrets. There is one exception to what I have said about publishing everything. That is the ultimate secret of the O.T.O. This is really too dangerous to disclose. But the safeguard is that you could not use it if you knew it unless you were an advanced adept. And you would not be allowed to go so far unless we were satisfied that you were sincerely devoted to the great work. See, 1 star in sight. True, the Black brothers could use it, but they would only destroy themselves. Love is the law. Love under will. Yours fraternally.